So now we're entering into a section that's going to help us bolster our loving relationships. So we just finished talking about breakdowns, and so we're going to leave that part of things. And again, we're trying to build hope, connection, possibility, and of course, at the base, just be the love that we are and just be that wherever we go, however we exist and operate. And so we're going to talk about some things, again, that came through Glenda Green's book, and she talks about human rights. We all have human rights. Love is our birthright. To be loved, yes. To receive love, yes. To give love, yes. All these aspects. So it's not something that needs to be earned. And I know maybe it feels repetitive, but there's a lot of structures in our world that tell us we have to earn it. That the only way we gain any value is by working hard and doing the right things. And so we'll repeat that a few times. And so we have some rights that we're going to talk about, and these rights support our communities of love. And we'll talk some about freedoms and rights. They kind of go hand in hand. And why we're mentioning this is that it empowers us to know we are not victims, to know we can create the changes we want in our communities of love, in our lives. So I'm going to read a paraphrased excerpt, if I can. This is from Love Without End again. When you know that you have rights, you know that you can change your life. These rights are in balance with free will. Free will is not a license to behave chaotically and irrationally without regard for consequences. It does mean, though, that you get to set up your life the way you want it. Continuing, free will is essentially the right to be yourself, to know yourself, and to select the elements and companions of your life as you see fit. Free will is given equally to all in order that each person might have the right to express their love as it truly is and to protect themselves from the ravages of circumstance. Again, Love Without End lists 11 or 12 rights on this, and we're going to just focus on 3. The first is the right to know yourself as love and to manifest that personal truth in your own unique and meaningful way. And we're calling that the internal community of love. You've heard us refer to that already at the beginning and as we talked about breakdowns. So this first right we're calling the internal community of love. The second right is the right to be in communion with that which you love. We're going to call that the external community of love. And the third right is the right to experience infinity from your own viewpoint. We're calling that the infinite community of love. And so those are the 3 we're going to focus a little bit more on. We're going to have some exercises to do together to try and strengthen that awareness of those aspects of love in ourselves and the world. And we'll go from there.
So in our internal communities of love, that's where we connect with our own love center, with our heart center, wherever we identify that in our own beings, and with how we love ourselves, really, and how we offer love to ourselves. And so one of the things that we see is so important in this internal community of love is nourishing ourselves, finding ways to bring vitality and energy and compassion and grace to this loving space within us, to care enough that we give ourselves the time to nourish that space, even in a busy world, even in a challenging world, to find the time to really love this person within us. So again, the internal community of love is the right to know ourselves as love and to manifest that personal truth in our own unique and meaningful way, our own expression of love in our being, our own creativity. So being able to have the time and space to connect with our creative spirits in that love center. One of the ways to nourish our love is through the sunrise. And many of you might have heard of this, where there's a practice of sunrise or sunset meditations. It's mentioned in the Love Without End book, and it's also in other references in other books and videos. And one of the breath communities that actually utilizes this is the breatharian community, which is the community that subsists on air. And so this community has practiced for a long time this practice of, as far as I understand, not eating, which I can't even conceive of wanting to do because I do love food, but I think it's fascinating. So they subsist on breath. And what I had learned is that one of the main ways that they nourish themselves is through this sunrise meditation. And the sunrise meditation basically is something that could be practiced at sunrise or sunset. And those two times of day are seen as the most nourishing times of our day. So having the opportunity to sit with the sunrise, it allows us to draw in its nourishment, and this allows our heart to soften and feel fed. And so we're going to focus on that, and we'll flow right from that into a beautiful oneness meditation by Valerie Kaur. And so I'm just going to have us get really comfortable. On your screen, what you're going to end up seeing is a photo of the sunrise. That will be what you have visually. And we can focus in on that or focus inward on ourselves at this point. During the sunrise meditation, a lot of times people go out into the sunrise. This picture that you'll see is taken over Lake Michigan at the sunrise. And we can bring our eyes to half mast almost and just focus in on the sunrise, drawing in the nourishment of the sunrise into our heart center. And that's the practice of the meditation, allowing it to actually physically nourish our body. And so let's go ahead and put that up. And I'm going to ask everybody just to get really comfortable and supported. So this is Lake Michigan. And let's allow ourselves to feel our back supported, our glutes supported, our feet, our legs supported. And then focusing inward or focusing into the sunrise. And I like to draw in this breath through my mouth. Again, you can choose whichever way feels like the breath that feels most nourishing to you. So I'm inhaling through my mouth and exhaling through my mouth. And as I see the sunrise, what I'm doing is drawing in the nourishment, the rays of the sun, the beauty of the sun, bringing in all of its strength and power, and bringing that in, drawing it into my heart center. And as I exhale, I'm letting go of yesterday. I'm letting go of past, letting go of anything that didn't go well, or anything I'm ready to let go of, anything I'm transitioning out of. I'm letting go. And I'm entering into this new day, this new vitality, this new energy. And I'm allowing my heart to really draw in the nourishment and be fed by the sun. Allowing the rays to take out whatever feels heavy as I exhale, letting go of anything that feels burdensome, any elements of despair or frustration, sadnesses, griefs. I'm allowing those to leave with the exhale, allowing them to be dissipated and converted. Drawing in the grace of the sun and allowing for that to create harmony within my heart, to harmonize the energies that exist within my heart. And I exhale and I release what no longer serves. Any feelings of rigidity in the body, any feelings of hardness. And I draw in the nourishment of the sun and I allow it to create a fertile soil within my heart for new ideas, new inspirations to grow there. Ideas and visions of what is possible, what is hopeful to start to sprout and take deep root within my heart. And as I exhale, I release any breakdowns that might be present there, any blockages that I'm ready to let go of. And I inhale and I draw in the unification of that energy of love. And now I take my focus and I can find something within this photo or something within my space that I find just beautiful, that brings me a sense of joy, pleasure, awe, even humor. And I focus in on that beauty, on that awe-inspiring stone or animal or anything that brings me that pleasure that's within my space right now. Really connecting to that space of pleasure within myself and taking that into my breath. Noticing this object or this being, noticing what colors they are, what shapes they are. Just really take pleasure in the details, focusing in on this stone or object that brings me joy or being that brings me joy. What does that feel in my body? What does that feel like in my body? That pleasure, that joy, that sense of softness. How does it feel? And let your lips say softly, "You are a part of me I do not yet know. You are a part of me I do not yet know. You are a part of me I do not yet know." And then adding some sound to that, a little bit of a hum. Letting that sound just take away a layer of separateness, letting a layer of our separateness fall away. Let ourselves be undone by awe. You are a part of me I do not yet know. Take some nice deep breaths and just connect with the way that our heart feels as it's nourished, even with a little bit of nourishment, and connect with how it is to extend that nourishment, extend that perspective a little outward. Letting ourselves, I love this idea, letting ourselves be undone by awe and by love. And then let's just come back out of our meditation into this space, just slowly moving our bodies, bringing our hearts with us, and bringing our full attention to our community before us.